I remember the exact moment my chest sank. My phone buzzed, and there it was, a simple text from my wife. Girls' night, I'll be home late. I stared at it for a long second, felt the hollow pit in my stomach, and then, almost instinctively, I typed, perfect. I didn't even pause to think. I thought I was fine with it. I thought I trusted her. But later that night, I sent that message, the one that would unravel everything I thought I knew about us. It started with the little things I told myself were nothing. A missed call here, a sudden flinch when my name popped up on her phone, a laugh at a message she quickly minimized. I convinced myself I was overreacting. I told myself she's just tired, just distracted, but something inside me refused to let go. I began noticing the small cracks, the lipstick stains on her scarf, the faint scent of perfume that wasn't hers. Each sign alone could be explained away, but together they gnawed at me. I remember sitting on the couch that night, the house quiet except for the hum of the refrigerator. My thumb hovered over my phone, heart hammering, and then, almost without thinking, I sent her a simple message. Are you really just out with the girls? I pressed send before I could overthink it. Immediately, regret set in. It felt like crossing a line, like suspicion had already poisoned me. But I couldn't stop myself. The silence that followed was deafening. Minutes stretched like hours. My thoughts ran wild. Was I imagining things? Was this just a harmless lie to avoid a fight? Or was it something else? Something I didn't want to see? Then came the notifications. A buzz from her phone. She'd left it on the kitchen counter while she freshened up. A string of messages popped up, a conversation I wasn't meant to see. His name flashed on the screen. Names I didn't recognize before, jokes that were too intimate to be innocent. My hand shook as I read each line, disbelief and fury colliding. The worst part wasn't just betrayal. It was how mundane it all seemed, like this was just another night for her, while my world was crumbling in silence. I remember the first time I felt real doubt. It wasn't the messages. It was a memory. The night we danced in the kitchen, laughing, pressed close, and she whispered she loved me. That memory now felt like a lie, a cruel trick played by my own heart. Every kiss, every shared joke, every plan for the future suddenly seemed coated in falsehood. The trust one had built over years felt like ash in my hands. When she finally walked through the door, her laugh light, carefree, I couldn't look at her. I wanted to scream, to demand answers, but my voice caught in my throat. I took a deep breath, forcing myself to steady the storm inside. We need to talk, I said, voice low, not accusatory, just raw. She froze, and for the first time, I saw that flicker of guilt in her eyes. She tried to explain, fumbling over words that had no weight anymore. She spoke of loneliness, of unmet needs, of fleeting moments she couldn't resist. I listened, numb. The betrayal wasn't just about the physical act. It was about the erosion of everything we promised each other. The whispered, forever, now felt like a hollow echo. I wanted to rage, to punish, to make her feel the fracture she had created. But instead, I felt a strange clarity. This wasn't just about anger. It was about truth, about deciding who I was in the aftermath of someone else's choice. I told her then what I had never said aloud. I loved you. I trusted you. But I can't anymore. And I need to live for me now. The words were quiet, almost gentle, but they carried a finality that I could feel in my bones. She cried. I did too, though I don't think for her. I cried for the life I thought we had, for the illusions I had held on to, for the late nights I'd spent believing in a us that no longer existed. And then, without another word, I walked out of the room. The aftermath wasn't dramatic, no shouting, no scene. Just a quiet reshaping of a life that had once been shared. I packed my own bags, changed my routines, and slowly, painfully, reclaimed the small pieces of myself she had ignored. I learned that betrayal doesn't always look like violence or screaming. Sometimes it's in the silent, subtle erosion of trust, in the things you notice when no one is watching. Months later, when I look back, I remember that night as a turning point. Not just a betrayal, but the moment I realized my own worth. I realized love isn't just about staying. It's about knowing when to walk away, even from the person you once swore you'd never leave. And in that quiet understanding, I found something unexpected: peace. The message I sent that night, the one that started it all, will always sting. But it also reminded me that some truths, no matter how painful, are necessary. And sometimes the hardest acts of love are the ones you do for yourself.